I'm already gonna do this. Now, I know I talked about a lot about Dark Souls 2 and how I don't really like it all that much. So I thought, what do I know? I only played, I did beat the first one and the third one, but I never recorded them, but that doesn't mean I haven't beaten them. So I thought, why not go back to the first Dark Souls game to see if my opinion is still relevant. Well, that's exactly what I did. I gave that a shot, and well, yeah, it wasn't really a fun time. It wasn't really a fun time. So I had so many deaths, so many victories, and a lot of stuff that I thought was complete baloney. But what do I know? Maybe I'm just bad at the game. So I thought for today's video I would play the full game and do sort of a commentary over it, and just kind of point out my thought process, what I was doing, and how some things were better than others. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take a dive into Dark Souls. God, I really regret this. So I'm here looking at the title screen, Dark Souls Remastered. I decided to play the remastered version instead of, the original one, because I technically don't own the original one. All I own is the remastered, which I think is fine because, the remastered has the DLCs anyway. So, I thought it wouldn't matter because I already basically beaten the game beforehand. But this was like 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know when. I don't remember when the game came out. So I picked a class and I chose the Wanderer as my starting pick, and I decided to call myself HB the Great. Of course, HB standing for no. Well, I mean, kind of, but I didn't know. I always call him Constantine. As I will say about my favorite thing about the Souls games is that they do have pretty cool intros. And I will say, I think Dark Souls 2 has probably has my favorite intro out of all of them. Because I think Dark Souls 3 was pretty good, but it was kind of like lackluster. So watching the intro, I noticed the pygmies, I think that's what they're called, and we get to see the Lord Souls. First off, we got Nito, Lord of the Dead, or is the first dead. How does that? I don't know. And then, of course, we got the Daughters of Chaos, which, of course, we got Lord Gwyn is Silver Knight Army, I guess. And, of course, we got another pygmy with a flame. Okay, so I am not a Dark Souls lore buff, so I have no clue what most of the story is or what most of these characters did. All I know is that they gathered together to fight the dragons. At least Lord Gwyn did. Or I think they all did. Except for a few of them. And of course we got the fourth Lord Soul, which is Ceithless the Scaleless. Ceithless, I don't know. Basically he betrayed his kind for reasons unknown, I don't know. So it began the Age of Fire, but soon the flames will fade and only dark will remain. So basically you see the 3 of the Lord Souls, because they didn't really talk about, I don't think in the intro they talk about the Abyss, like the 4 kings, because we saw Nito, Ceithless, and Gwyn, and of course the Bed of Chaos. Wait, isn't that the 4 Lord Souls then? I think so. But yeah, so we wake up in the Undead Asylum, and game talks about like the dark sign brand on the undead, and something about, I don't know, there's so much lore to this game that it's really hard to keep up of what all there is and who did what and why this character is important compared to this character. Like I've seen 100 playthroughs of this game, and a lot of people either leave these NPCs alone or kills them because of this, that, and it's a whole spiel, I would say. And there we are, Hellblazer the Great, the wandering warrior who got caught up in the chaos of the world. And yes, I do look like beef jerky. And of course, we got that guy, who's GLaDOS? I don't remember. But he throws a dead body down, gives us a key to escape the undead dungeon. And of course, I read that message on the ground because I thought I would need the message. Also, I'm trying to know how to jump in the game, because I didn't know. I didn't remember how. And of course, I stumbled upon the first bonfire, and then of course the first boss, the Asylum Demon, which I realized quickly that I was not doing a whole lot of damage. Now, supposedly from what I heard and from what I tested out earlier, is that if you beat him like before you leave, you do get his hammer, which would have been pretty cool. But I did not do that. Obviously, I attempted it, but I couldn't do it. And also, that broken sword does not do a whole lot of damage. And then, of course, we met up with the knight and basically make a decision whether or not I can help him out or not. So I say yes. He gives us our Sunny D. And of course, the end there's the Asylum key. Basically, the key that will open that door that you have to fight the Asylum Demon. So I go for round 2 of the Asylum Demon. Just slashing away, doing a little bit better damage. But I seen this boss fight a couple of times to know his moveset, so he wasn't really that difficult. My problem was that I didn't have the patience for it, nor did I have the confidence to actually kill him with the broken sword. But he is possible. Like, he's not super difficult, but he is possible to beat. But like I said, I wasn't patient enough. But kill the first boss, and then I'll leave the Undead Asylum by Bird. And then we go to the Firelink Shrine. And this is where I kind of make it my own hub. Like, basically, just whatever. So I go around collecting Lord Souls, and since I started with the Master Key, I basically go through the Valley of Drakes, make a straight dash through Blighttown, and this is where I kind of make a mistake, because I was trying to find the bonfire in Blighttown, but I actually didn't remember where it was, and I thought it was through here, but I quickly realized is that this was when it was Quaylag's domain. I thought this was just the entrance, but no, this is the boss fight where you fight Quaylag. And I did not want to fight Quaylag, or at least not this early. I mean, I could have, but I didn't want to. Yeah, see, I mean, I attempted it. I grabbed a wing spear just to kind of see what I can do, and I got stuck here, and I died. But going through that, I decided to back. I decided to go through the game normally and fight the Taurus demon with the wing spear, and of course I died, which was technically my second death in the game, but there's been plenty more of that. I just couldn't keep track of it. I mean, the second attempt went better because I used the lightning buff resin and just kind of eliminate his health bar. And of course I meet Soleil, he gives me a soapstone, and we just kind of mined the sun, got burned to a crisp, and got the ladder shortcut unlocked. So I decided to get the Drake sword too, just to kind of have it, but I feel like I kind of knew what weapon I was going to go with. So I had the Drake sword, killed the Black Knight, tried to make it to the gargoyles, and just obviously dying a lot. And then I found me a halberd, which I decided to equip that because it was slightly stronger, and I think it scales great with strength and dex. I don't remember the stats of it, but with new weapon acquired and a new goal, I decided to fight the gargoyles. And this is the fight that took me a while, mainly because of hitboxes, and of course being too far away, getting slammed, falling off the ledge. But eventually, I found a rhythm, sort of. Basically, I stripped down my skippies and just kind of I-frame my way around them. And I also did cut off one of their tails, so I got me the gargoyle great axe, and also got me the gargoyle helmet and the halberd along with it. Anyways, I rang the first bell, and then I decided to fight Lothric, which I don't remember opening his cell, which I didn't open his cell, I just rang the bell. But I decided to kill him because I thought I'd take his wing, and when I thought I was going to win, he decided to just give me the wing anyways. That was nice of him. So kind of going through, I also went through the Darkwood Garden to fight the Moonlight Butterfly, which, honestly, it wasn't a bad boss fight. Like, I tried to fight him earlier, but I just didn't have the skills or the stats. So I decided to kill him, and I was just getting souls at this point. Anyways, so I level up Vitality, Dex. Basically, I'm just choosing what to level up. And of course, I fight the Black Knight of Darkwood Garden, or whatever this place was called, and get my parries in, just to kind of at least get good at the parrying, which I did. And he dropped his Black Knight halberd, which is gonna be the weapon I use for most of the game. And of course, mosey on to the Valley of Drakes, which I climbed up this ladder to get the Red Tearstone ring. Now that I got the ring acquired, I decided to fight this dragon who lives on side the cliff, which I had a pretty good strat. I just used the halberd and just went onto that little ledge, because he couldn't hit me while I was on that ledge. like that little ledge, you couldn't hit me. Even with a swipe attack, you couldn't hit me, which I thought that was pretty cool. So I decided to go back to Quelaag and fight her, which it took me a couple of tries, but this time it went better than last time because I had a slightly stronger weapon, a little bit more points in strength and dex, and I eventually killed Quelaag, and that's the second bell rung. Now that I rang both the bells, I opened Sin's Fortress, which I didn't want to go there yet until I level up a bit, so I decided to fight couple of other bosses like Capo Demon, which that was fun to get to because of the dang dogs, and of course the assassins. But when I do get there, I think it only took me one try for the Capo Demon because I basically knew the strats. Like I basically killed the dogs, and then Kappa followed me up the stairs, but then he came back down. But once the dogs were defeated, he was actually not that hard. Like, yeah, I had the Drake sword, but my halberd was doing, like, pretty good work. And, of course, I got him to stagger a little bit, so Kappa demon down, and I got the key to the death. Went to the death, fought me some frogmen, which forgot they were in here. And, of course, I had I put enough levels in the strength to wield the Black Knight's halberd, and decided to be naked gargoyle man. Not sure why, but I just thought it was just easier said than done. And, of course, I got the Eye Wing, which apparently if I kill enemies, it will give me a little bit of health back. But after I got that wing, I decided to fight, honestly, one of my favorite bosses in the game, the Gaping Dragon. I just really like this design of a dragon. It's just a really cool design to me. And of course, just like the Capo Demon, this took me one try, and with the Black Knight's halberd in my hand, it's actually not as bad. So I defeated the Gaping Dragon, then I moved to Sin's Fortress, which I hate this place. I really do. On top of the rolling balls, and of course the snake people that can kill you, shoot lightning, and of course if you go at the very bottom, you find Titanite demons, which I can defeat one of them, couldn't defeat them all. So I killed the giant that throws firebombs, and of course I thought I'd summon an old friend to help me out with the Iron Golem, Iron Tarkus, and also I found another guy who's also was willing to help, so with a team on my back, I decided to fight the Iron Golem. This wasn't really that much of a bad fight, especially with friends. We got him staggered, we got him on the ground, and we just kept hitting him until he died. So with the Iron Golem defeated, I decided to go Andolando via, honestly, I don't know what the hell these things are supposed to be called, like spear demons, spear demons or gremlins or whatever the hell they're called. But before I travel through Andolando, I don't know what I did. Like I met Soraya, I got the bonfire, I got Havel's armor, and decided to upgrade my crystal halberd. Yeah, I forgot to grab the crystal halberd here because this was the only other halberd I could buff with magic weapons, and I decided to take on Ornstein Smo, which, not gonna lie, I tried to fight Smo, or try to kill Smo first so I could fight Super Ornstein, but Ornstein really wanted to protect Smo, so I think halfway through the fight, I decided to kill Ornstein first, and then get to Smo later. And of course, I used the Black Knight's halberd, which it does stagger Ornstein, which I thought that was pretty nice. Down goes Ornstein, and once he's dead, I get to fight Super Smo, which honestly is, again, not that hard of a fight. It's just a pain in the ass because you have to deal with two of them before you get to one. And Super Ornstein was honestly not that hard to fight because first of all, he starts all the way to the other room. His slam attacks are easy to dodge. Now, of course, I missed the timing on where his range is for that butt slam. But you can get him stuck to these pillars, and he is just done for. But yeah, the Black Knight halberd is really doing some work. Again, when he's doing his charge attack, you just get him stuck on these pillars and he can't move. And I don't know why that hit me, but I guess it did. I did get a little scared when he started walking over the pillar, but a few swings later, Ornstein Smo goes down, and I meet the illusionary queen, Gwendolyn, or Guinevere. Sorry, I was checking my phone. And then, of course, I backtrack all the way back to the asylum to fight the stray demon. This was another first attempt boss for me because, again, if you know the asylum demon's moveset, then you basically know the stray demons. The only difference is that he has a AoE, that hurts a lot, but once you know the moveset, he's really not that hard. Except I missed that AoE, which I didn't know he had. But he has the same butt slams, and honestly, he's not the most difficult boss. Honestly, I just think he's easy. I mean, he still hits like a truck, and he has a lot of health, but slowly but surely, I decided to take him down. And of course, I keep misjudging the AoE's range, but a few swings later, after that butt slam, Stray Demon goes down. Decided to parry this Black Knight because I was getting some practice in with my parries again. And after I got red Titanite chunks, I decided to get the doll just so I can go to the painted world. Now, when I first played the game, I actually skipped out on the painted world because it wasn't really necessary, but there was a few things in that world that I wanted, and I was willing to go get them, no matter the cost. And immediately regret my decisions after I got here. But after I locked in, finally killed the dragon on the bridge, got the blood shield, and finally meet Priscilla herself, which she has a weapon I want, and I'm willing to get. When she was invisible, it was kind of hard. It was almost impossible to see where she was attacking, but if you look at the snow on the ground, you kind of know where she's at, because she leaves footprints in the snow. Once I figured out that little tidbit, I just poked her to death with my crystal halberd with a lightning buff. And of course, when that was all said and done, I decided to do a leap of faith and decided to max out my crystal halberd. Realized that I needed to go to Andolando to... Oh, actually, I needed to get a plus 10 halberd weapon to get the weapon that I want, which I did just that. And once I make it back to Andolando, I decided to get the Life Hunt Scythe, which only requires a plus 10 halberd, which is kind of weird. In Dark Souls, they don't count they count scythes and halberd as the same, which technically I'm not complaining because I had a plus 10 halberd, or I just got one. So I can take what I can get. Decided to kill this Titanite demon because to upgrade this weapon, I need Demon Titanite. But after that was said and done, I decided to go to New Londo, get the key, and then open the gate leading to the Valley of the Drakes. So here we are, about to fight the four kings. I jumped down, realizing that I forgot the Ring of Artorias. Okay, this is gonna need some backtracking. So backtracking later, I got the key of Artorias, and once I joined the Kitty Cat Covenant, I decided to go ahead and fight Sith. And also snagged me Power Within, snagged me Power Within. I couldn't wear the red Tear Stone Ring, even though I wanted to, but I wasn't confident enough to be in one-shot range. So I decided to skip that idea and just use Power Within, Black Knight Halberd, and just do my best. This was also another first try boss, because the amount of damage I was doing with the Black Knight's Halberd, and of course with Power Within on my side, it was almost impossible for our great Grey Wolf to not be down. This actually made me feel bad, because I didn't realize if you do enough damage to her, when she gets staggered, and when she swings, she like rolls over. It's honestly really hard for me to watch, and I feel really bad doing it. So with Artorias' ring in place, and I realize I can't use Power Within for some reason. I don't know why I couldn't use Power Within with this fight. But with the ring of Artorias, I had half armor, and with my Black Knight's Halberd, I decided to fight the four kings, which it took a while, not because of the amount of times I died, which I didn't die at all, but it was where they spawned. Like, they spawned super far away. I think it took me like 5 hits just to kill one, which honestly, the Black Knight Halberd is actually pretty good. I never actually used halberds in any of the Souls games, but it was nice to know that that actually works. So 1, 2, 3. Oh, he's doing his AoE. 4, 5. Okay, so it takes 6 hits, which still wasn't bad. But yeah, I was just running back and forth, literally minutes, just trying to fight the boss, but they just appear out of nowhere, and they appear super far away. Yeah, I was doing some pretty hefty damage to him, not gonna lie. I mean, it wasn't the damage I wanted, but it was still, I mean, better than nothing. Yeah, I was kidding when it took like a long while just for one of them to appear, and he's like 3 miles away. But yeah, it was the same strategy that I used in my previous playthrough, like get the best armor you can, get Havel's armor, and just tank through some of the hits. Again, like they just spawn so far away, and with that, the four kings go down. And of course, with their defeat, since I defeated them before, he shows up. I don't remember what his lore is, but he tells something about the Dark Lords, and you can join his covenant to get a Dark Hand. But I don't think I really cared at this point, because I had a goal, and I just wanted to beat the game like I did before. And of course, he transports me to the door to the final boss, which after defeating Ornstein and Smo and getting the Lord Vessel, I'm pretty much almost done with the game. Like I think I'm halfway through because because I beat the 4 kings and now I have one of the Lord Souls. All that was left was Nito, Seath, and Bad Chaos. So some more backtracking. I decided to kill this Hydra to unlock the DLC. Because again, I missed out on the DLC on my previous playthrough, so I thought I would give it at least a shot. But yeah, Black Knight's Halberd is doing some work. I'm actually glad that I got that as soon as I did. Just cutting off all the heads of the Hydra. Missed. Got it. After I killed the Hydra, I got the Dusk Crown Ring. Killed this Gold Golem to release the Dusk Witch, or whatever the hell she's called. Now, when it came to the DLC of this thing, it was pretty monotonous how to get to it. Because I had to kill the boar. I actually got me a new helmet and decided to be Boar Man for a while. Light the bonfire. But to get to the DLC, I had to kill the Hydra, kill the Gold Golem, and then I had to kill this Blue Golem that stands here. Because he drops the Broken Pendant, and that unlocks the DLC. And after I showed my dance move to the crystal minions of the map, gotta be my signature victory dance. I tried to open this chest and forgot that was a mimic because the blood was covering the damn chain, so I couldn't tell if it was a mimic or not. And of course, again, I was not patient enough to know that those things breathe when the lid opens. So after that little trivia, I make it up to Seath, which I try to hit it. I try to hit him. It also got me a few rings that actually increase my blood resistance and my curse resistance and my flame resistance. So after that encounter, make the Duke's Archives and try to hit this Snake Man, but I couldn't hit through the boss with my halberd, so I punched him to death, opened the gate, and this guy decides to play music to release whatever the hell these things are. I really don't know what the hell they're called. They're just tentacle snake men. And of course, they like to hunt in groups, and they do hit like a truck. And I didn't realize they can grab you. So that was a first for me. But luckily, I tanked through it. And once I got them killed, I got invaded and just cut down because I kept getting cheap shot by the dang channelers. And once I make it through all that, I still have to fight Seath. First, after unlocking that bonfire, I unlocked the shortcut through the library. Mosey on down there. And then I finally go to the Crystal Caves. Which this was not fun. It was not fun at all. But after all that, I finally make it to Seath, which I thought he was gonna give me the most trouble, but with my curse resistant ring, it was actually not that hard of a fight once you know what to do. So first, I had to break this crystal because that's his source of immortality, and he gets staggered for a bit. So it gives me enough time to put on Power Within. And I'm not gonna lie, I did try to cut off his tail, but I just couldn't get to it. I mean, I can get to it, but I just couldn't cut it off for some reason. And I've been trying for a while just to cut that damn tail off, but I just couldn't cut it off. I don't know if I was not doing enough damage or if I wasn't hitting the tail, but it was a while. It took me a while to at least get to it. So all I wanted to do was just get the dang tail, but he won't hold dang thing still. And it's not just Seath. I couldn't get like a Gaping Dragon's tail either to get the Dragon King Great Axe or something. Because I keep missing. I think after that little tidbit, I decided to give up on the dang tail and just decided to kill him. Because yeah, he was almost dead, and I decided, you know what, screw it. And just finish off Seathless. 2 down, 2 to go. So after that, I decided to go to the catacombs. Meet me a skeleton blacksmith. And I don't remember, I think it was around here I found me a halberd, which for some reason they call it scythe. And decided to bless that with the divine blessing, just so I have a way to kill the skeletons. So, well, let me rephrase that. Just so I have a way to kill the skeletons without them like pulling themselves back together. What did I get? Oh yeah, I also was looking at his inventory to see what he had, but I decided to get some Titanite shards just for a rainy day. You never know. But yeah, light the bonfire and decided to fight. And went ahead through the catacombs to fight Pinwheel? I think his name's Pinwheel. With this, I decided to use the Dragon's Tooth that I picked up earlier with a fire buff. And didn't use Power with him, but I just basically bonked him to death. After I killed him, I got the Wire Kindling, which will also give me more Estus charges. And also I got the Mask of the Mother, which I didn't realize what it did. But apparently, according to my brother, it increases your health. And after I take a slip slide through the Tomb of the Giants, which that Which again, that went well. I hate this area. Like, it's just impossible to see. But once I make my way down, I meet Patches, which told me he can go screw himself, just so he can kick me down a hole. And down here I find some not so friendly NPCs, which I just killed them. Not all of them, just those two. And I decided to talk to her just to kind of see what she had to say. And also she gave me a miracle, which I can't use. But she thanked me for killing those guys. And then after all that, I went ahead and fought Nito, Lord of the Dead. Which honestly, I didn't really think much of this. I didn't think much of this boss fight. I mean, he looks cool, but this is why I had to get a defined weapon. Not because Nito's weak to it, but because of the skeleton mobs. Because I was doing some pretty hefty damage to Nito with the Black Knight's Halberd, but those damn skeletons just kept getting in the way. But yeah, I can't tell you how many times I died. I think it was like maybe 2 or 3. But once that was said and done, it was only a matter of time. Well, once I killed the skeleton mobs, I went ahead and killed Nito just so I can go to the DLC. Yeah, I decided to get the DLC out of the way now, just to kind of see what I was missing. And oh boy, did I get what I asked for. The Sanctuary Guardian was fast and honestly kind of a pain in the ass to hit. But after I learned his moveset and even took his tail along with me, he wasn't really that bad. The lightning shots were a bit annoying, but again, couldn't do anything about that. But with the Life Hunt Scythe, it actually made some quick work. Because once you can block bleed, it's almost game over. But with that, the Sanctuary Guardian goes down, which gives me my first soul of the DLC. I talked to this mushroom lady to get me some more pine resin, and then make my way through the DLC just to meet the man himself, Sir Knight Artorias. Hey, buddy. So, heard you like dogs. You know, I like dogs too. Okay, maybe not the talkative type. Not gonna lie, this was a fight and a half. Again, he is so fast, and whenever I thought I had an opening, I just got bombarded with his slam attack. Not that one, but the one where he like spins around. This one. But yeah, I died over and over and over again. But again, that attack is just a pain in the ass. So I thought I would wear some armor to see if it would help me out a little bit. So I chose the Elite Knight armor set because I thought it'd be a little bit lighter. But it was still kind of heavy, but it tanked through enough of the hits to where it wasn't like completely killing me. It was getting close there, but after I rolled away, decided to chuck my Estus faster than he can hit me, and actually got him to staggered. Once I figured that out, I can hit him while he's in his buffing phase and just kind of swing at him. Even though he threw black smudge at me, I still gave it my best shot and just kind of tank through his hits. And with that, Sir Knight Artorias goes down. Again, and of course I got invaded again and tried to parry this guy, but my parries were kind of lacking. Did a little target practice with a glowing red crab. I did not know what the hell that thing was, but it didn't matter if it was over the edge. And I tried to kill that guy and then immediately slipped off because I didn't realize the great bows had that strong of a recoil. But yeah, I went ahead through the DLC, got bombarded just so I can get to Manus, which I didn't realize this was a thing, but in this catacomb, when you find the same cat that the Forest Covenant that leads the Forest Covenant. Once you find her in the catacombs, yeah, you can follow her, and once you follow her, you get to meet Seth before he becomes like a giant wolf. And also that's an entrance point that I used, and you kill all the little human effigy things. And once you kill all those guys, you free Sif, and you can actually summon her to the Manus boss fight, which I thought was pretty cool. Also, she gives you a shield. But after that little encounter, I finally made it to Man, Father of the Abyss. Again, this was a hard-ass fight because he is fast, aggressive, and does not like to play. He does not play fair. And also, I couldn't find the black pendant, so yeah, I got my ass handed to me a lot. And I was trying to find the summon sign for Sif, but didn't realize that Sif was in the boss room because I needed some extra help, so I summoned that guy to help me out, and then finally got to summon the Grey Wolf Sif just to kind of draw aggro or at least get more numbers, just so we can kill this son of a bitch. And again, it wasn't perfect, but with enough aggro drawn, he goes down. So So after Sith, it was cow meat, which technically he was the last boss of the DLC, but there's also the dual sanction guardian boss fight. So I decided to make my way all the way to cow meat, grabbing me some trinkets while I was going there, and kind of realized that I needed that giant to shoot him down before I fight him. So a little bit of backtracking. Talk to the giant to see if he can shoot down the dang dragon. But yeah, I think this giant is actually one of my favorite NPCs to talk to. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he's blind, isn't he? Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's blind. But yet he knows where Calamite is. But once he shoots him down, he will be grounded to that boss arena. And once he's grounded, I can actually fight him on a fair ground. So thank you, Giant. You're actually one of my favorite NPCs. Alright, Calamite, it's just you and me. Okay, why are you so far away? Honestly, I thought I was gonna have a lot of trouble with this fight, but he really wasn't all that bad. I mean, the fire AoE was a bit of a pain, but honestly, it wasn't bad. Especially when he shot fire like that on the ground. Hey, put me down! Put me down! Oh, sweet Mother Teresa! Anyways, well, once I take advantage of his thigh gaps and of course that fire breathing attack, he really wasn't all that bad. And now I couldn't cut his tail off because again, I wasn't gonna try that again. Because don't get me wrong, he still hits like a truck, but at the end of the day, he's just another dragon on the list. Let's try Calamite, let's go. So before I left, I said goodbye to the mushroom lady, and she thanks me for defeating the abyss, I guess. And before all that, I wanted to go back to the original boss area and realize there's the dual sanctuary guardian boss fight. It doesn't look like they hit as hard as the one boss fight, but having two of them was just, I thought it was gonna be difficult, but once I took advantage of this little ledge here, they really couldn't do much. And I could take them down with like 4 hits or 5 hits. So down goes one, and again the little ledge helped me out. And it's just a matter of time before the second one goes down. So first try the dual sanction guardian. Now that the DLC is finished, I decided to finish up the game. Kill Ceaseless Discharge without having the funny moment. Kill this giant worm just so I can get the secret bonfire. And then move on to the Demon Fire Sage, which again is just Stray Demon and the Asylum Demon, just with more fire. So yeah, again, this wasn't gonna take me long. And after he's down, I decided to summon Soler just to fight the Centipede Demon. Now I didn't really push Soler to his like quest line, so I never got to summon him during the Gwen fight. But again, with Soil Dragon aggro and me just hacking and slashing, this fight wasn't gonna be that hard. I did cut off his tail and got the orange charge ring early just so I can walk into the fire, but after he was defeated, I moved to the lava, killed me some dragon eggs or whatever the hell these things are. Got bombarded with fire and of course got invaded again. Then made my way down to the Bed of Chaos. That's one. That's baloney. Again, also baloney because I'm pretty sure I jumped though. And that's 2. And got sideswiped. And sideswiped again. And then finally made it. And I missed that swing and got bombarded with fire. But eventually I killed it. So that's the final Lord Soul. And got me a bonfire on top of that. So with all the Lord Souls collected, I get eaten by the worm again, just so he can spit me back out into the same Lord Vessel. Drop all the Lord Souls into the cereal bowl with fire to unlock the door to the final boss. But before all that, a little side quest. I went through the Great Hollow, killed this Hydra, and then eventually make it to the Dragon Lord Covenant, just so I can cut off his tail. But once I did that, I joined his covenant and said sorry about the tail. And he gifted me the Dragon Headstone. Final build unlocked. But before we get to Gwen, I forgot to kill Gwendolyn. But even before that, I have to go back to the catacombs just to get a wing, just so I can summon just so I can enter the boss fight without killing the illusion. Which again, is not necessary, but again, I missed out on that, and I thought I didn't want to miss out on things that I missed out on my previous playthrough. Which I thought this was gonna be easy, but I got proven wrong really fast. Because I tried to kill him with the Dragon's Great Sword, but that didn't work. So here you are, the final boss. Dragon Head, Silver Knight Armor, Parrying Dagger, and halberd. I thought this was gonna be a cakewalk, and immediately got hit with a dose of reality a lot. Because seriously, this boss fight took me a while. I did eventually got to parry him, but I couldn't do it as often, and I just kept dying over and over and over again. And at this point, I was getting so frustrated that I didn't even know what I was doing wrong. Because I tried everything. I tried armor, I tried headgear, I tried different wings, mushrooms. I just didn't know what was missing. So, because I literally have all the stats that I need, I think the only thing that I needed to do was just to get good. I decided not to parry him this time and just went in and just try to dodge him as best as I can with the armor that I have. Which, again, he hits like a truck. Didn't matter which armor I was wearing. And I tried to get him stuck on those catacombs, but he quickly realized that that's what I was thinking, but he just couldn't do it. But he can still hit me through him, which is baloney. And I thought this was a close call, but with one swing, I did it. I beat a Dark Souls with halberd. As I say, screw the flames and just embraced the dark and became the new Dark Lord. Naked Lizard Man, Birdman. So my only thoughts on Dark Souls, at least the remastered one, it's still pretty frustrating to me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, this still gave me a lot of issues. But at the end of the day, I guess everybody likes a good challenge. And I can't really say it's a bad game. Like, there's some good qualities to it. I'm just not that skilled of a gamer to actually find those qualities. But with that being said, I still think it's a great game. I'm just not very good at them. And I'm not even close to being Dark Souls 2. And that one is gonna take a while. But at the end of the day, I can say all I want to this game, but I still like to go back to it just to see if my skills improved, or if they decline, or if they get any better at all. But I don't know. Like, what do you guys think? Like, I still think it's a great game, but it's hard as hell. And I'm just not patient enough to actually enjoy the game. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video regardless. And don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell. And I'll see you on my next crusade. See ya. Vira homem, porra.